one of Baranagar's most prestigious institutions steeped in tradition, Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission. For over a century, the mission has been a torch spreading the light of the teachings of Sri Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda. This documentary is an effort of the Ramakrishna Mission of Baranagar. It is important to know the history of Baranagar, its significance in the life of Sri Sri Ramakrishna, and how the Baranagar mission came to be and developed over time. Presently, the different eras of Baranagar's past are still alive in the streets and alleys of the city. It is said that the historical significance and tradition of a place is tied with its founder. Many people say that in ancient times, a monk named Baraho lived here on the banks of the river Ganga. It is said that the place was originally called Baranagar and changed over time to Baranagar. Other people say that the monk known as Baraho was actually a member of the legendary king Vikramaditya's Navaratnas known as Varahamihir. A few hundred years ago, peacocks and their tail feathers were traded here. The tail of a peacock is called Baraha. Many people feel that the place was named after these feathers as Baranagar and eventually became Baranagar over time. During colonization, there used to be a massive slaughterhouse where over 1,000 pigs would be butchered every year. There is no information regarding whether the place is named after these pigs or Barahas. Even in the 21st century, despite being a vital part of modern Kolkata, Baranagar has carefully protected and nurtured its beloved traditions. Two famous and beloved sons of Bangladesh, then still part of India, Sri Chaitanya Dev and Sri Ramakrishna, have their names mixed together in the very soil of Baranagar. This story happened over 500 years ago. After becoming a sannyasi, Nimai Pandit was travelling from Ramkeli to Nilachal. During this time, he heard the Srimad Bhagavat recited by the blessed mouth of Sri Raghunath Upadhyay. He became so filled with love and joy that he danced for 3 days continuously. Srimad Bhagavatacharya's house used to be where the Baranagar Patbari stands presently. Sri Mahaprabhu stayed here for 3 days out of love for Sri Bhagavatacharya. The ghat where Sri Mahaprabhu bathed during this time is now known as Sri Mahaprabhu Ghat or Sri Chaitanya Ghat. Another excellent site of Baranagar's ancient history is Kathadhari Mott. It is said that Sri Chaitanya Dev had stopped here on his way to Nilachal. At the time, there was a dilapidated house here where a Brahman servant lived. The story goes that the devotees here were so happy to have Sri Gaurango living with them that they did not want to let him leave. Before breaking this bond of love, Sri Mahaprabhu gave his katha to the Brahman servant. Since then, the place has been known as Kathadhari Mott. The most important deities here are Radhakrishna and Gaur Nitai. Along with them is an idol of Gopal. The Katha of Sri Mahaprabhu is no longer there. This historical place has been certified as heritage by the West Bengal Heritage Commission. To know Baranagar, one must know the stories of the Ghats of Baranagar. The most famous and prestigious of these ghats is Uthi Ghat. When European merchants began visiting Bengal for trade, the Dutch established a trade port here. The port eventually came under the control of the British. In 1761, the English defeated the Dutch at the Battle of Bidira between Chandannagore and Chinsura. On the 20th of November of that same year, English forces under Colonel Ford took control of the Dutch house. For over a century afterwards, Dutch and English forces would engage in violent wars and battles for the control of this area. In 1832, the first ordnance factory in India was established at Kashipur. Everyone knows that bathing in the Ganga is sacred for Hindus. The first bathing ghat for women was established here and still exists today as Ratan Babu's Ghat. Aside from this, in 1920, Professor Prashanto Chandra Mahalanobis founded the Indian Statistical Institute at Presidency College. In 1932, Professor Prashanto Chandra Mahalanobis transferred the Indian Statistical Institute from Presidency College to his Amropali property at Baranagar. Presently, the institute stands out among all other institutes in India, glowing with its own light. Kolkata is well known throughout most of the world as Kali Khetro. Far from Baranagar, the Ma Kali temple at Dokhineshwar was a center of attraction for Sri Ramakrishna. The Dokhineshwar temple and its surrounding areas were a place of peace and pleasure for Thakur Sri Ramakrishna. The very earth of the place is fertile with the thoughts and teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. For 14 years, Sri Thakur lived in this room at the northwest corner of the temple complex. During this time, many sadhus, pandits and devotees visited him to learn, hear about his ascetic life and to perform kirtans and bhajans. To this day, his bed is preserved lovingly in his room with a photograph of him framed here. His mother, Chandramuni Devi, used to live in the northern Nahapat Khana room. Sri Ma lived in the room below for many years. Sri Thakur spent a long time meditating here at the Panchavati Tala among the banyan, peepal, neem, amla and bale trees. He had brought a drum here from Vrindavan and said that this place is now a major site of pilgrimage. At the Panchavati Meditation House, he met Totapuri, who helped him receive Nirvikalpa Samadhi. The place of Gaji Pir. Thakur explored Islam or Sufi with the noted Sufi saint Govind Rai. Attached to the Dokhineshwar temple is Jodu Mallik's garden house. In one of the sitting rooms of the first floor, there was a picture of Mother Mary with Jesus as a baby in her arms. Seeing that image, Thakur was lost in deep thought and had a vision of Jesus Christ. Seeing the difficulty that Sri Sri Ma was facing living in the narrow room under the Nahabat Khana, a devotee named Shambhu Charan bought a small plot of land next to the temple garden and built a house for her to live. Today, the place is Sri Sharada Math Shikha o Sanskriti Peeth. The connection between Baranagar and Dakshineshwar is very old. Long before the construction of the Dakshineshwar Kali temple, Kali was often worshipped at Baranagar. Sri Ramakrishna was deeply involved in this. At Gopal Lal Road in Baranagar, there used to be a stand for carts drawn by animals. Whenever Thakur would need to leave Baranagar, he would take a cart from here to Dakshineshwar. During the era of the East India Company, all of Bengal was in a never-ending state of adjustment. Every village was torn apart by violence and turmoil, made worse by the conditions of the indigo plantations. The British began to use the police to protect the zamindars. With this was born a new terror, the dacoits of Bengal. They would steal the luxuries of the rich and distribute them amongst the poor. Two of these dacoits have been deified by the poor over the years. Raghu and Chitti. Temples dedicated to them still stand in Baranagar. Ma Sharbamangala of Sharbamangala temple and the Neemwood Ma Durga of Adi Chitteshwari temple are worshipped daily. Sri Ramakrishna has visited these temples. In 1848, the Kali Mandir was built by the Zamindar of Baranagar, Joy Narayan Mitro. It consisted of 12 Shiva temples and a large Kali temple. It is said that Rani Rashmoni decided to build the temple at Dakshineshwar after seeing this. Bhavatarini, Kripamoyi and Brahmamoyi are three forms of Ma Kali. Bhavatarini is the Kali of Dakshineshwar. Kripamoyi is the Kali of Joy Narayan Mitro's house. Brahmamoyi is the Kali of Kashipur's Pramanik Ghat road. According to a local legend, the idols of these three goddesses are made from the same stone. Sri Ramakrishna held the Kali of Dakshineshwar, Bhavatarini, in high regard and referred to her as Ma. He would refer to the other two Kalis as Mashi. Sri Ramakrishna had been to these two Kali temples to see all the forms of Ma Kali. Apart from these, he is also known to have visited the Siddheshwari Kali temple near Baranagar Bazar. Even today, the Siddheshwari Kali temple receives devotees daily. The Dasha Mahavidya temple at Kunti Ghat. Sri Sri Thakur would visit here. He had organized the bhog for the goddess by requesting Mathur Babu. Far from Baranagar, there is the Benimadhav Pal Udyanbati. During summer and monsoon, this would be the festival ground for the Brahmo Samaj. Sri Ramakrishna Dev attended one of these festivals and provided the devotees with great happiness. The Benipal Udyan then had a space of 18 bighas, 7 kathas and 10 chataks. Here, in the home of Brahmo Samaj, there were many plants and trees. Beni Madhav Pal constructed an altar dedicated to Sri Ramakrishna Dev. After overcoming many obstacles, in 2001, a memorial was constructed at this site under the guidance of the Secretary Atmasthanandaji Maharaj. Baranagar is Sri Ramakrishna's last place of pleasure. The seed of his mind was planted here at Baranagar. Ramakrishna's rebellious mind and Baranagar's consciousness are still inseparably linked. When Ramakrishna was very ill, it was decided that he would be taken from Dakshineshwar to Shampukur. After 17 days at Shampukur, it was observed that the medicines were not providing any significant relief to him. Under the direction of Dr. Mohendralal Sarkar, his devotees took him far away to the Kashipur garden house. He stayed here from the 11th of December 1885 to the 16th of August 1886, the date of his departure. On the 1st of January 1886, he gave his followers blessings under a mango tree of this spot. The Kalpataru festival is celebrated on the 1st of January every year to commemorate this event. Within the Ramakrishna order, the Kashipur garden house is very significant. It is in this house where Sri Ramakrishna gave his followers knowledge, inducted them into the order, and directed them towards serving people. This was later realized by Swami Vivekananda and the Ramakrishna mission that he founded. Sri Krishna Mahashashan, Kashipur. It is here that the mortal remains of Sri Ramakrishna became one with the divine. After Sri Ramakrishna departed his mortal form, his followers and supporters stopped giving money to his students and disciples. Many followers decided to return home and lead a regular life. Under the leadership of a young Narendranath Datta, a group of other disciples felt the need to create a new home. They decided to establish their new mott at an abandoned house in Baranagar. Narendranath and his followers would beg for food to sustain themselves. The Baranagar mott is the first mott of the Ramakrishna order. In 1897, the original building fell entirely, crumbling into dust. On 25th January 1963, under the guidance and supervision of Swami Ramananda, local residents of Baranagar formed the Baranagar Mott Samrakshan Samiti. On the 6th of January 2004, the Baranagar Mott was recognized as a branch of Belur Mott. In 1897, after the building of the Baranagar Mott fell, some disciples of his from Kolkata left the Baranagar house to establish a new mott far away from Baranagar at Alam Bazar on the Ramchandra Bagchi lane. After returning from Europe and America on the 19th of February, Swami Vivekananda returned to Kolkata to stay here. Today, that house is known as Alam Bazar Mott. Here, a seed was planted for one of Baranagar's most famous institutions. On the 20th of April 1912, a new ashram was founded at Panja Bhavan, Brahmananda Balak Ashram. It was both an ashram and a school. Monmouthnath and Abhaycharan Srujan Ashram School and Pathshala. It was founded by most venerable scholar, diligent organizer and patriot, a student of Srimad Swami Brahmanandaji Maharaj, the first secretary of Ramakrishna Mott and Mission, Jogendranath, who was inspired by Swami Vivekananda's mindset and made relentless service his life's mission. He was also a teacher. People referred to him as Jogen Thakur. He was a renowned revolutionary and a member of the Anushilan Samiti. He was deeply involved in clandestine battles and the freedom struggle. A young man named Satyacharan Singh used to live nearby at this time. Later in life, he joined the Belur Mott and became known as Swami Aparnananda Maharaj. This new institution attracted his attention. He joined the ashram and was involved in its operations. With his participation, the Balak ashram was transferred from Alam Bazar to Baranagar's Kuntighat area in a property attached to the Joy Krishna Mitra Kali temple. It had 16 rooms on one floor. It was renamed Baranagar Ramakrishna Anath Ashram or Baranagar Ramakrishna Ashram for orphans. After coming to this new location, the work began with a renewed spirit. However, the issue of funds still persisted. To solve this problem and to ensure the continued functioning of the ashram, the managing committee of the ashram took many steps. In 1924, a letter was sent to Belur Mott requesting that they assume control of the ashram. On receiving this letter, a few disciples came to Baranagar to aid in its functioning. Later that year, the ashram was adopted by Belur Mott. The ashram was renamed Ramakrishna Mission Ashram, Baranagar. In 1928, a zamindari family of Bangladesh, the Rai family, gave a generous donation of a 30-year lease on a property of 8 bighas and 8 chataks at Baranagar's Gopal Lal Thakur Road. On the 11th of May 1929, on the day of Akshaya Tritiya, the ashram was transferred to this property. The responsibility of running the ashram was assumed by Swami Aparnanandaji Maharaj. He was in charge from 1929 to 1933. In the new location, a separate one-story property by the road was named Brahmananda Dham. This did not have enough space. It had a few small rooms and one large hallway. As this place did not have enough space for a hostel and classrooms, the hallway was used as a primary school. In the morning, students would neatly fold their bedding and keep it aside. Then they would lay mats and begin school for the day. The remaining small rooms were used as offices and the Vivekananda Shishu Pathaghar or Children's Library. In 1930, the Vivekananda Shishu Pathaghar or Children's Library was founded. In 1939, after the construction of the Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda Hostel, the number of residential students grew. In 1952, the primary school was expanded to a junior high school and it received government approval. In 1953, the birth centenary of Sri Sri Ma, Most Venerable Srimad Swami Shankaranandaji Maharaj, inaugurated a new temple. In the same year, Most Venerable Srimad Swami Vishnudanandaji laid the foundation stone for the high school building. The next year, the high school was opened in the new building. In 1955, the first school final exams were conducted. In 1958, the high school began to offer literature, science, arts as a multifaceted educational facility. In 1961, the first Ucha Madhyamik or Upper Madhyamik exams were sent for correction. That year, a student named Amitabh Bagchi received the first rank in the Ucha Madhyamik exams, taking the school to the foremost levels of regard. In 1962, the Golden Jubilee of the school was celebrated. Simultaneously, construction began of a hostel for 250 students. The next year, a bathing pond was acquired and converted into a field for the school. In 1971, due to political tension, the hostel had to be temporarily closed. The school was also closed temporarily during this time. After reopening, the West Bengal Board of Secondary Education changed their requirements and did not provide approval for Class 12. Consequently, the school offered classes until Class 10. In 1998, without the approval of the government and solely on the mission's efforts, a new primary school was founded. It was inaugurated by Swami Lokeshwaranandaji Maharaj. The school was named Ramakrishna Mission Centenary Primary School. On 31st December 2006, on the birth centenary of Jagat Janani Shri Ma Sharada Devi, Sharada Bhavan was founded. On 12th January 2011, the National Youth Day, the Swamiji Udyan or Garden was inaugurated. An 8-foot-tall fiberglass statue of Swami Vivekananda was unveiled by a revered member of Ramakrishna Mott and Ramakrishna Mission, Secretary Srimad Swami Atmasthanandaji Maharaj. On 12th January, National Youth Day, a full-body statue of Swami Vivekananda as a traveller was unveiled by another renowned member of Ramakrishna Mott and Ramakrishna Mission, Swami Smarananandaji Maharaj. From the inception of Brahmananda Balak Ashram in 1912, and overcoming many obstacles and changes, Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission Ashram completed 100 years of its journey. The centenary celebrations were conducted with great joy. On the occasion of Swami Vivekananda's 150th birth anniversary, Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission Ashram implemented a few sustained graded value education programs. Value education. Value education courses were conducted in 34 schools and 7 colleges in 11 districts of West Bengal. Gadadhar Abhyudaya Prakalpa. This program was aimed at providing financial and educational help to impoverished students. Vivekananda Shashtho Porisheba Prakalpo. This program was aimed at providing healthcare to children in slums and remote villages. Swami Akhodananda Sheba Prakalpo. This program was aimed at providing vocational education for young adults. Chhatri Sammelan. On 12th September 2012, on the ashram premises, 21 schools brought a total of 388 girl students to participate in the Chhatri Sammelan. Unveiling of Swami Vivekananda's statue. On 12th January 2012, a full-body statue of Swami Vivekananda as a traveller was unveiled. The same year, the Governor of West Bengal, M.K. Narayanan, observed Swami Vivekananda's 150th birth anniversary. The Inter-Ramakrishna Mission School Football Tournament was held from 21st to 25th June 2012. Annakoot. On 23rd December 2012, the Annakoot event was held. Food was distributed to approximately 3,000 people. Sri Ramakrishna Mela. The many facets of Sri Ramakrishna's life were displayed in this Mela. Cycle rally. In March of 2021, a full-body mural of Swami Vivekananda and the other 15 founding members of the Ramakrishna order were inaugurated in the presence of the revered Swami Shivamoyanandaji. In historic Baranagar, an excellent institute of tradition, Ramakrishna Mission Centenary Primary School. This institute has maintained the natural and eternal method of teaching. Before beginning lessons at 6:50 in the morning, prayers are conducted. After prayers, students pay their respects at the temple of Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsadev, Sharadama and Swami Vivekananda before going to their classes. Then classes start. Along with regular classes, emphasis is placed on imparting values. Apart from the classrooms, the library is a place where students can broaden the frontiers of their knowledge. Keeping in mind the mental and physical development of each student, meditation and yoga are taught and practiced regularly. Students are provided musical education from a very young age, focusing on the fundamentals of time, rhythm, tune, etc. For practical education, students are not only taught the fundamentals of operating a computer, but also provided access to a computer lab to further their understanding. Students have access to facilities for indoor and outdoor games. After the primary school has completed the morning session, the afternoon session for the secondary school begins. Before starting classes, students and teachers attend the prayers together. Teachers teach the higher concepts with great emphasis. To maximize the effect and application of the lessons, the school has a chemistry lab, physics lab, biology lab, and geography lab. The physics and chemistry labs have been constructed with modern materials. The biology lab has many specimens carefully preserved. For practical education, an excellent computer lab is available. Regular practice of yoga is an important part of the life of a student. Along with outdoor games like cricket, football, kabaddi, etc., students also participate in indoor games such as table tennis, chess, etc. Every year, new students of the school are invited to a prayer meeting where they pray for their future development. The entirety of the resources of the school and ashram are dedicated to the development of current and new students. The annual sports day and interclass cricket and football competitions are conducted with joy and dedication. Sports personalities are in attendance on the day of the finals to provide students with encouragement. The annual celebration is an important part of the school's operations. Centered around Saraswati Puja, the celebration is conducted for 6 days. Some important aspects of this celebration are the Bhakta Sammelan, Narayan Sheba, prize distribution for the primary and secondary schools, sports and art competitions. Every evening, there are musical performances, plays and other events to develop the artistic sense of the students. To encourage the creativity of the students, an exhibition is held where various projects based on science made by primary and secondary students are displayed. Apart from this, both the primary and secondary schools observe and celebrate various secular and religious festivals with great enthusiasm and participation of the students, such as Sharad Utsav. Apart from this, Robindra and Nazrul Jayanti, Rakhi Bandhan and Teachers' Day, all three are celebrated with great joy. Every year, students are taken separately for educational trips. Students from classes 3 to 10 are taken under the care of teachers and the Maharajas to visit various sites of historical and traditional importance throughout Kolkata and West Bengal. These trips provide the students a break from the monotony of regular studies and encourage them to gain knowledge in a different way. An important project launched by Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission Ashram is Value Education. An event is conducted to communicate the true meaning of education. Various scholars and other learned persons are invited to address students and present their opinions.
তুমি আদর্শ গৃহী হও, আদর্শ নাগরিক হও, একজন আদর্শ মানুষ হও, সেটাই স্বামীজি চেয়েছিলেন। তো স্বামীজির সমস্ত কথাগুলো যদি একসাথে নাও এবং তার একটা নির্যাস বের করবার চেষ্টা করো, তাহলে দেখতে পাবে যে স্বামীজি একটি কথাই বলছেন, বি অ্যান্ড মেক।
Until now, many schools and colleges have participated in this work and it has been received positively within educational services. Damdam Anando Ashram Sharada Vidyapith, Prashanto Chandra Mahalanobish Mahavidyalay, Brahmanando Keshav Chandra College, Agorpada Mahajati Vidyapith and other educational institutions have provided a space for this work. Godadhar Abhyuday Prakalpo. Under this initiative, the Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission Ashram provides coaching classes for underprivileged children from the ages of 3 to 9 in the areas of Noapada and Alambazar. Classes are held 6 days a week from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Bottokrishna Primary School in Noapada and Ambedkar Colony in Alambazar. Apart from regular studies, students are also taught dance, music, drawing, tabla, exercises, etc. This helps in their physical and mental development. For regular physical development, students are given nutritious food. Simultaneously, they are given access to resources to help further their education and every other facet of life. Once a year, they are taken on a trip. Medical checkups are conducted as required. Presently, 50 children from Noapada and 100 children from Alambazar are served under this program. Special program. In the Pramodnagar area of Damdam, a special program is conducted every Sunday by Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission Ashram. Here, care is provided to mothers and children. Pregnant mothers and newborns are provided a weekly checkup by doctors along with medicines and nutritious food. Presently, 50 mothers and 50 children come from various parts of Domdom to attend this program. After any natural disaster, be it floods, drought or earthquakes, the Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission Ashram is always present to stand with and provide relief to the affected, irrespective of religion, caste or other factors. Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission Ashram also distributed warm clothes during the winter and new clothes during Durga Puja in various villages and the impoverished areas near the mission. In March 2020, soon after the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, Ramakrishna Mission Ashram Baranagar distributed face masks, hand sanitizer and food to impoverished people. The program reached over 11,000 people, not just in Baranagar, but also in the areas of Komarhati, Noapada, Dokhineshwar, Alam Bazar and Pramodnagar in Domdom. During the coronavirus pandemic, the entire state was hit by the massive super cyclone Amphan. During that storm, many places in Bengal were severely affected. Many people's lives were in danger. During that time, Ramakrishna Mission Ashram Baranagar continued its work of providing relief to those affected. Over 7,000 families in the areas neighbouring Baranagar were provided cooked food during this time. Another important service of Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission Ashram is providing medical treatment to the impoverished. Ramakrishna Mission Ashram Baranagar runs a free homeopathic dispensary with an experienced practitioner. Aside from diagnosis, the medicines are also provided for free. The dispensary is open 6 days a week at a specific room in the ashram premises. It sees 20 to 30 patients daily. Apart from this, Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission Ashram directs a mobile medical unit that operates 6 days a week at various locations around Baranagar. 2 doctors and 2 compounders participate to provide free diagnosis and medicines. About 60 to 70 people go to this unit every day it is operating. Now we will see certain important chapters of Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission Ashram. From the birth of this institution to the present day, to these great men who have selflessly served as the Secretary Maharaj, we offer our humble respect and salutations. To all the headmasters who have directed the schools, we wish to convey our deepest respect. To all the students who have given the institution such an illustrious name through their hard work and study, We send them our good wishes and love. Rich with the knowledge and thoughts of Sri Sri Thakur Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, carrying all of it over a century, Baranagar Ramakrishna Mission Ashram continues to thrive.